And our dealers and customers were telling us that we needed a new Scrambler. And we delivered. And in front of us here today, we have the 2014 versions of the Scrambler 850. But as is in the case of any product that we've offered in the sports segment, there's a universal and timeless request for more power. And so once again, we're responding to the voice of our customers, and we're delivering. And so at this point, I'm proud to introduce to you the 2014 Scrambler XP 1000.
Since debuting in 2014, we've remained impressed with the smooth yet excessive power, good quality suspension, and refined ergonomics of the Polaris Scrambler XP 1000. As all-out four-wheel drive ATV performance goes, not much comes close. Located in Northern California, Teixeira Tech designs and builds chassis parts for Team UXC factory Polaris, who race Scrambler 1000s and 850s in the GNCC and Best in the Desert series. Playing a major role in improving the durability and handling of the factory Polaris machines. When Teixeira Tech owner Ed Teixeira asked us if we wanted to test a cross-country ready Scrambler 1000 that he'd built with a number of his longtime personal sponsors, we didn't hesitate to jump at the opportunity.
Hey, I'm Alan Knowles from CT Racing. We're out here at El Mirage Dry Lake. I'm going to give you a rundown of this Polaris Scrambler built by Teixeira Tech. You'll see me looking down at my cheat sheet. I'm not the builder of it. I just got suckered into riding it and test driving it and see if I could fall off of it, but the dang thing handles so good, I stayed on top of it. So it's good, or I'm lucky, or something in between. Anyhow, this thing's a behemoth of a quad. And what Teixeira did was, made sure they got it smoothed out so you could just manage it, sit in the seat, dial it the power, and let it work for you. And that's basically what it did, because that's all I had to do. Got a lot of cool parts on it. One of the things that Teixeira came up with through his testing on this and developing and working with all these fast guys that ride these in the woods was some frame flex issues. So they want to make it a little more solid. There's a company that Dirtworks Motorsports makes a Gusset Kit, and it's not a weld-on Gusset Kit, it bolts on. So if you're really torquing and twisting on yours, that's probably something you want to look at, so you get a lot longer frame life and better rigidity, which makes the thing handle better.
Dirtworks bolt-on Gusset Kit reinforces the upper and lower A-arm mounts front and rear, in addition to the front and rear upper shock mounts. Teixeira Tech builds their chassis parts in-house right here in the United States out of light and strong TIG-welded 4130 chromoly. Their stock length Works A-arms featured on this machine are the same arms that Team UXC uses for desert racing, and most of Teixeira's customers use for cross-country. Team UXC uses Teixeira Tech's -1 cross-country arms for GNCC, but that setup costs nearly $1,000 more due to having to purchase shorter axles. The extreme ground clearance lower A-arms maximize ground clearance over a wider area. The lower front A-arms add 2 degrees of caster, reducing steering sensitivity and improving stability at higher speeds, without seemingly adversely affecting low-speed agility. Teixeira Tech's Work Series A-arms are sold in complete sets, or you can order the lower arms by themselves and upgrade the uppers later on. The lower rear A-arms come complete with billet aluminum sway bar linkages that connect to the lower arms with Hmf joints, replacing the more spindly stock hardware.
All the Teixeira arms that use any kind of ball joint, some of the rears on some of the four-wheel drive stuff, and of course all the fronts that he does, are frap ball joints. The frap stuff is Italian. It's not that Chinese stuff that you can get that just blows apart in about 12 minutes and you're on the ground and wondering what the heck happened. Ed uses Elka Shocks. They're one of the few shock companies left that will build you a custom shock what you want for the setup, and that's why he started working with them, so he could get the bikes to handle the way he wants them to handle.
The Stage 5 shocks offer the largest number of adjustments in Elka's line, including spring preload, high and low speed compression, and rebound damping adjustments. Compared to their shocks from a couple years ago, Elka's latest shocks feature an updated compression cartridge, providing better oil flow. All of Elka's shocks are said to be built to order. The Scrambler shocks were built for a 180-pound pro-level cross-country racer. Elka's Stage 5 shocks delivered exactly what we'd want in a cross-country race shock. They're plush over small impacts with rocks in the trail, also making them great performers over exposed routes back east. Touching down from a few feet of air, the landing is smooth and bottomless. We only managed to find the shock's limit on a few occasions, pushing it really hard in deep high-speed whoops.
The Elka stuff is phenomenal. We run that in our best in desert setups. If you're looking for shocks, it's a big step up. The bike stock won't do. You'll see the video clips we did. We're just pounding stuff. You cannot do that with stock shocks. This thing has an Hmf exhaust. I've tested some other stuff, Polaris stuff before with the Hmf, had good luck. Don't have a lot of seat time on these, but I did ride one earlier this year. Hmf seemed to pick up the power everywhere. And not huge, it doesn't turn it into a bottle of nitrous stuck underneath the seat, but it has linear power. 3-4 horsepower up all the way, and I think it has the most increase up towards the big end. That's where you'll feel it, but there's nowhere that it doesn't have more power. And when you make them run good like they did with this, you're going to need a fuel management system, and those guys, Hmf, supply a fuel management system, so you've got to buy those two things together. These things, the way that they have to go out from the factory, are a little bit too lean. You're not going to make the right power, especially when you try to do anything to add power like an exhaust system. It's going to go real lean.
Teixeira installed a foam air filter from Uni. They flow better than the stock paper filter, adding horsepower, while filtering small dust particles better than a cotton style filter, making the Uni perfect for dusty GNCC conditions. Hmf's Fuel Optimizer features convenient onboard push-button tuning, but based on our experience, its baseline map is already tuned perfectly for the tight and quiet exhaust and Uni air filter.
This thing's got Max's Bighorn 2.0s clamped on it. They use Kaiser, and I'd never heard of them, Kaiser bead locks. I think they're like a race car manufacturer wheel. It's a really nice bead lock. The Kaiser wheel even has mud covers for it, which is a really good thing to go on a cross-country build, because with a bead lock, mud gets packed in there, the tires get out of balance, it's just nasty. So these bead lock rings, you'll see a lot of them, they're just plastic, they just shove in there and you call it good. These things have the Zeus fasteners holding them in. Just takes, I think there's like 3 Zeus fasteners on each wheel, locks them on. Those are really good.
The single bead-lock wheels on this machine look ideal for cross-country racing. They feature 3-piece billet centers with a machine black finish, providing a striking look. The lighter unsprung weight of Max's Bighorn 2.0 tires make them ideal for high-performance 4x4 ATV applications. They work very well in the sometimes muddy, sometimes rock-hard trails found back east. They also hold their own in the sandy, rocky conditions found out west.
So that's the tire and wheel setup, and then it's got the soft compound tire blocks in it. So basically, you're not going to get a flat. You run a little tiny bit of air, and if the air runs out of it, it's no big deal. That's what we've gone to for the desert. We'd run the other stuff before, but we've gone the tire blocks. Really happy with them. You know, if you're running cross country, a flat will just kill your race. So you probably ought to look at tire blocks. Great thing to go with. This is a bike you're not going out riding for a moto for 20-30 minutes. You need to be comfortable on it. So Teixeira Tech does a anti-vibe steering stem. This one's +2, gives you a little more room. And then that way you can use, this has got the Fastco flex bars. And again, it's to absorb impact. And that way with the higher stem, you can run a pretty flat bar setup, which is really comfortable, even for a big guy like me. And I think, small guy's gonna be just as comfortable on this thing. It's got power steering, so you don't have to manhandle it so much. You can run a short bar and a small low bar. And anyhow, that's part of the setup with Teixeira Tech. The other thing that Teixeira does with his steering stem is the clamps themselves are adjustable. You can move the bars back forward to get it right where you want it, so you'll be comfortable with it.
We always appreciate flex handlebars on cross-country builds, helping save your upper body from impacts to get past your suspension. They can be tuned to help filter out walloping impacts or smaller bumps that wear on you throughout the day.
This thing's got a Mud Motorsports non-slip seat cover. Pretty cool seat cover. It's got, not only is it non-slip material, it's got some cross sections. Just gives you a little extra grip. When you got a bike with this much power trying to squirt out from under you on some of those corners, especially when you get nasty stuff like mud on you, because that's the kind of place this thing rides, you want to have a really good seat cover. This thing's comfortable and it grips well. That thing works really good. And then of course, while you're taking off and ripping on the thing, you kind of want to see how fast you're going. So Teixeira makes a nice little speedo mount on there, which I never have time to look at, see how fast I'm going. I'm always just too scared to look down.
Switching to an aftermarket handlebar forces you to relocate the Scrambler's gauge cluster. Teixeira Tech's speedometer relocation mount solves that problem.
Hey, if you're going to go fast, you got to look cool. I mean, you can't just be out there with something that looks like a rat bike, especially when you got as much money as these things take to build. So Teixeira went with a graphics kit. So have a look at that. If you like the looks of that, order one of those up. It's pretty comprehensive. It pretty much covers all the plastic. So you get that on first, and then you can always, you know, keep things looking nice and tidy.
We were already fans of the Polaris Scrambler, and Teixeira Tech has certainly built on that. If you're looking into going cross-country racing on a 4x4 ATV, this build should provide a pretty competitive machine for a competitive rider. It's tougher, handles better, and pulls harder than stock, and stock is no slouch. For the average trail rider, you could simply pick and choose the items that serve your needs best. We were happy with the performance of all the products involved.
You know, I put some time on this thing. We beat the heck out of it, rode it as hard as I could, put it through its paces. It's fun to ride. Mash the throttle, go. You can get the front end up. You can climb about anything, and it comes off the hills pretty dang good too. I scared myself a few times seeing how gnarly of stuff I could get down without killing it. But overall, fun unit, had a blast, handles good, accelerates good, and I didn't fall off and wad it up. That's a good thing. Thanks for watching. While you're at it, if you want some more stuff from ATV On Demand, just click right over here. There's all kinds of good YouTube videos to watch, so come on, do that clicking. And then while you're at it, click down here, you subscribe. Come on. You'll get all the latest information right when it's hot, when it comes out, and we'll keep you in the loop. Thanks for watching.